Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're going to break down a reaction that is super important for your exams. We're going to see what happens when a metal, like zinc, gets mixed with an acid. So let's jump right in and see what's what. So let's start with the big question. What actually happens when zinc meets acid? Imagine we're in the lab right now, together, and we're about to find out. Let's see what we can observe.
Okay, first things first. Before any cool reaction can happen, we need to get our stuff ready. And the good news? For this experiment, the setup is really simple.
So here's what we do. It's just 2 easy steps. First, we take a few of these small pieces of zinc, we call them zinc granules, and we put them into a conical flask. Simple. For step 2, we just carefully add some dilute hydrochloric acid into that same flask. And that's it. We're all set up. Now, the fun part begins. All right, this is the moment we've been waiting for. The second the acid touches the zinc, bam, the reaction starts. So what happens exactly? What do we see? Well, the reaction is instant. There is no waiting around, not even for a second. The moment you add that acid, things start to happen. And trust me, the first thing you'll notice is absolutely impossible to miss. You guessed it, bubbles. You'll see a lot of fizzing, and these bubbles just start rising up from the zinc granules. Now, remember, in chemistry, what do bubbles always mean? They're a dead giveaway that a gas is being produced. Okay, so we know there's a gas, but just writing "a gas is formed" in your exam answer, well, that's not going to get you the top marks, is it? We need to act like real scientists and figure out exactly what gas this is. So our next step is to test it. This is the key question, right? Is it oxygen? Is it carbon dioxide? What could it be? To be 100% sure, we need to do a very simple but very famous test. And that test is the burning matchstick test. This one is a classic, you guys. You absolutely have to remember it. All we have to do is bring a burning matchstick near the mouth of the flask, right where all that gas is coming out. And what do we hear? A very specific sound. Pop. The flame goes out with this little pop. It's not a big explosion or anything, just a sharp, clear pop. This sound is our single biggest clue. And that pop sound is the ultimate positive test for hydrogen gas, or H2. This confirms it. We've proved it. The gas being made in our flask is definitely hydrogen. But wait, we're not done just yet. There's one more observation to make. The bubbles and the pop sound tell us about what's being made, but there's something else happening with the energy in this reaction. We've got one final clue to find. So if you were to carefully touch the bottom of the conical flask while the reaction is going on, what do you think you'd feel? Would it be cold, hot, or just the same as before? Surprise! The flask becomes hot. The reaction isn't just producing a gas, it's also producing heat. You can actually feel the warmth with your own hands right through the glass. This brings us to a very important scientific term. Any reaction that releases heat is called an exothermic reaction. Just think of exo like exit. Heat is exiting the reaction. So now we can say for sure that zinc and acid have an exothermic reaction. Okay, great job so far. We've gathered all our clues, right? We saw the bubbles, we identified hydrogen gas with the pop sound, and we felt the heat. Now it's time to put it all together and write it out like a real chemist. And this is how we tell the whole story in the language of chemistry. This is the balanced chemical equation. It says zinc, or Zn, plus hydrochloric acid, or HCl, reacts to form zinc chloride, ZnCl₂, which is a salt, plus H2, which is the hydrogen gas we found. So let's do a very quick recap of the 3 things you must write in your exam. First, bubbles form, showing a gas is produced. Second, there's a pop sound with a burning matchstick, which confirms the gas is hydrogen. And third, the flask becomes hot, which means heat is released. That's it. Now for the most important part. How do we take all this awesome knowledge and make sure we get full marks? Let's talk strategy on how to ace your exams with this very question. First, let's look at what not to do. These are the most common ways students lose marks. They'll just say a gas is formed, but forget to name it as hydrogen. They totally forget to write about the pop sound test. And a lot of them don't mention that heat is released. Don't let that be you. So here are the top tips for the perfect answer. Number 1, always write down all your observations, the bubbles, the sound, the heat. Number 2, you absolutely must mention the gas test. And number 3, for the highest marks, always write the correct, balanced chemical equation. And finally, here is the golden line.
This is the general rule you can remember for so many similar reactions. Whenever a metal like this reacts with an acid, the products will be a salt plus hydrogen gas plus heat. Remember this simple line and you'll be set.
So remember, this isn't just some random experiment. It's a really important reaction that loves to show up on exams. But after this, I think you're more than ready to explain it perfectly, right? I hope so. Good luck.